The gift of life beyond 70. Turning 70 marks a unique season, a season of freedom, clarity, and release. Here, we gain the perspective to see what truly enriches us. Over the years, we've gathered commitments, worries, and possessions, believing they might bring joy. But often, they simply weigh us down like carrying unnecessary baggage. Now it's time to let them go, to ease the weight on our shoulders and embrace a life that feels lighter and free. As we age, life's brevity grows clearer. We begin to see that real joy often lies in simplicity, not in grand achievements or others' approval. This is our moment to shed the weight of expectations, to step into our true selves, and to live without the pretense or pressure of who we should be. Embracing who we are becomes a powerful act, one that fills our lives with a peaceful, contented presence. In this stage, we find strength in reflection. By focusing inward, we uncover what truly matters to us. This clarity frees us from needless stress, showing us that life can be serene, fulfilling, and uncomplicated. A life that flows without excess or strain is within reach, inviting us onto a path of simplicity, meaning, and liberation. What then no longer serves us? Together, we will explore 9 things we can release. These are things that once gone, open our lives to deeper joy and a purpose-driven, intentional way of living. If this resonates, please like and comment with the number 2 for love. If not, comment with the number 7. Let's step forward on this journey toward peace, clarity, and true joy. 1. Letting go of the weight of others' opinions. We spend much of our lives carrying the weight of others' expectations. The silent pressures from family, the subtle judgments of friends, even the unspoken demands of society, each one adding its own load. From childhood, we're taught to seek approval, to be the obedient child, the dependable friend, the diligent worker. But what if we stopped? What if we could finally let go of the need for others' validation? By the time we reach 70, we've lived enough to know that no opinion defines our worth. Not one, no expectation, no judgment can ever truly capture our value. And in the end, there is only one opinion that matters: our own. Think about how often we make choices with someone else's thoughts in mind, shaping our lives to fit someone else's mold. How much joy have we sacrificed, fearing criticism or disapproval? The gift of aging is clarity. With time, we see that pleasing everyone is a chase with no end. People will always have their opinions, but we don't have to carry them. We're free to follow our own values, live by our own rules, and embrace our choices. Imagine the freedom of living each day for ourselves. Picture the confidence of choosing what feels right, unhindered by the need for anyone's approval. How different would life feel? The moment we stop worrying about others' opinions, we reclaim our power. We're no longer puppets pulled by invisible strings of expectation. We live fully, authentically, without the weight of others dragging us down. 5 practical tips to let go of the weight of others' opinions. 1. Cultivate self-awareness. What to do? Regularly reflect on your thoughts and feelings. How? Keep a journal to track moments when you feel influenced by others' opinions. Identify patterns and triggers. When? Set aside time daily or weekly for this reflection. Why? Understanding your internal motivations helps differentiate between your desires and the influence of others. 2. Set clear boundaries. What to do? Define what is acceptable and what isn't in your interactions. How? Communicate your limits calmly and assertively to friends, family, and colleagues. When establish boundaries early in relationships and reinforce them as needed. Why? Protecting your personal space reduces the impact of unsolicited opinions and fosters mutual respect. 3. Practice self-compassion. What to do? Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. How? Replace self-criticism with supportive and encouraging thoughts. Use affirmations to build self-esteem. Whenever you catch yourself being self-critical or feeling the need for external approval. Why? Building a positive relationship with yourself diminishes the reliance on others' validation. 4. Focus on personal growth. What to do? Invest time in activities that align with your values and interests. How? Set personal goals, pursue hobbies, and seek out learning opportunities that resonate with you. Integrate these activities into your daily or weekly routine. Why? Engaging in meaningful pursuits reinforces your sense of identity and reduces the importance of others' opinions. 5. Limit exposure to negative influences. What to do? Reduce interactions with people or environments that foster judgment and criticism. How? Surround yourself with supportive and positive individuals. Curate your social media feeds to include uplifting content. Continuously assess and adjust your environment as needed. Why? Creating a positive support system strengthens your confidence and minimizes the impact of negative opinions. Implementing these strategies can help you shift focus from external validation to internal fulfillment, leading to a more authentic and empowered life. What has changed in your life as you've learned to let go of others' approval? Let us know below. 2. Releasing the burden of material possessions. As the years pass, many of us begin to understand a simple truth. Happiness doesn't come from things. Yet, over the decades, we often accumulate more than we need. Homes fill with possessions, closets overflow with clothes we never wear, and garages store items gathering dust. At the time, these things might have felt essential. They may have brought comfort or a sense of achievement. But gradually, we realize they can weigh us down. Think of a time you felt genuine joy. Likely, it wasn't because of a new possession. True joy often comes from experiences, meaningful moments with loved ones, a sense of accomplishment, or quiet reflections that bring peace. Happiness resides not in things, but in memories, relationships, and purpose. After 70, it's a chance to reconsider our relationship with material things. Do we truly need to hold on to everything? Just try these types. 1. Start small, start now. Begin with one drawer, shelf, or small space. Decide to remove just a few items you no longer use or need. This gradual approach builds momentum and makes the process feel manageable. Even setting aside 10 minutes a day can create significant change over time. 2. Sort by category, not by room. Tackle categories like clothing, books, or kitchen gadgets rather than specific rooms. For example, gather all clothes in one place and decide what to keep based on what you still wear and love. Sorting by category gives a clear picture of how much you own and makes it easier to let go of duplicates or unused items. 3. Use the 1-year rule. For each item, ask yourself, have I used this in the past year? If the answer is no, consider parting with it. This rule helps focus on keeping what's useful in the present, rather than holding on to items for someday. 4. Create a memory box for sentimental items. Set aside a small box for items that hold significant memories but don't serve a daily purpose. Limit this space to truly meaningful items. This way, You honor the memories without letting them clutter your living space. 5. Commit to one in, one out. For every new item that comes into your home, let go of something similar. This approach helps maintain a balance and prevents clutter from building up again. It also encourages mindful purchases and reinforces the habit of releasing what no longer serves you. Many of our belongings hold memories, but we can honor those memories without keeping all the items attached to them. Letting go of what no longer serves us, whether it's old clothes and used gadgets or spare furniture, can bring relief. Look around your space. Are there things you keep out of habit rather than need? What if we let go of just one of them? Decluttering clears not only our homes, but also our minds and hearts. It makes room for new experiences, new joys, and fresh moments of peace. Imagine the freedom of a space that reflects who we are now, not who we once were. What could we release today to bring a little more clarity and calm? Share with us in the comments. Your decision might just inspire someone else to begin their own journey. 3. Embracing true beauty, redefining standards. For much of our lives, society surrounds us with images of beauty. We see endless messages of what it should look like, how to maintain it, and why it matters to chase youth. Magazines, television, social media. They all remind us that beauty means flawless skin, toned bodies, and eternal youth. But as we age, should we feel the urge to hide every wrinkle or mask gray hairs? Should we chase an impossible standard? Imagine if we chose to redefine beauty for ourselves. What if each wrinkle became a badge of life's experiences? Each gray hair a symbol of wisdom earned. Authentic beauty doesn't lie in fitting into society's narrow frame. It lives in accepting ourselves at every age, in celebrating the marks of a life well lived. Think about those who truly inspire you with their beauty. It's often not about how they look, but how they live, how they carry themselves, their kindness, their genuine spirit. As we age, we gain the chance to embody this inner beauty, a beauty that grows from within and shines brighter than physical traits. Many of us have felt the pressure to maintain a youthful appearance, but how much would our lives shift if we fully embraced our natural beauty? Imagine the peace that comes with letting go of societal expectations and accepting ourselves as we are. Let us share you about Laura's story now. Laura had always been a vibrant presence in her community. Known for her laughter and warmth, she was the kind of woman who made everyone feel at ease. For years, Laura had kept up with society's image of beauty, dyeing her hair, hiding the lines around her eyes, and following every trend that promised youthful looks. She'd been praised for it too. Friends and family often marveled at how young she looked. But one day, while looking at an old photo, Laura saw something that struck her deeply. In her younger self, she recognized a brightness that came not from any product or regimen, but from a confidence and joy that radiated naturally. She realized that, in striving to meet society's standards, she'd been erasing parts of herself that were authentic and true. She began to see her wrinkles differently, like pages in a book that only she had written. Each line held a story, moments of laughter, worry, love, and even heartbreak. Her gray hairs became badges of honor, symbols of wisdom and growth. Inspired, Laura made a choice. She stopped dyeing her hair, let the silver strands show, and embraced the softness of her skin as it naturally was. As she walked through this transformation, she noticed something amazing. People were drawn to her more than ever, not because she looked younger, but because she radiated a calm and confident beauty. Her inner joy shone through her eyes and her smile, and the pressure to maintain an idealized image faded away. Now, Laura feels a deep sense of freedom and authenticity that she hadn't felt in years. She's found a new type of beauty, a beauty that's lived, genuine, and uniquely hers. Hashtag 5 pieces of advice to embrace authentic beauty. 1. Shift your perspective on aging. Embrace every sign of aging as part of your journey. Remember that each mark or line is a testament to experiences, lessons, and growth. 2. Celebrate what makes you unique. Let go of comparisons. Instead of striving for someone else's version of beauty, lean into what makes you unique. Authenticity is always more attractive than perfection. 3. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who value you for who you are, not how you look. Build a community that appreciates inner qualities like kindness, compassion, and strength. 4. Focus on self-care, not perfection. Take care of your body, mind, and soul in ways that nurture your well-being rather than pursuing an ideal image. True beauty often comes from feeling healthy and fulfilled. 5. Be a role model of authentic beauty. Show others that beauty comes from confidence and self-acceptance. Your courage to be yourself will inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that challenges societal standards. By embracing our natural beauty, like Laura did, we free ourselves from unrealistic pressures and find a deeper joy that reflects who we truly are. Let's explore together how we can redefine beauty. In embracing our authenticity, we liberate ourselves and empower others to do the same. True beauty lies in celebrating who we truly are. 4. Saying no to unnecessary social obligations. How often have we found ourselves at gatherings, nodding politely and making small talk, while longing for the peace of a quiet evening at home? For years, we feel bound by a sense of duty to attend social events, say yes to invitations, and keep up relationships that may not truly bring us joy. Politeness, habit, and obligation often lead us to spend time in places where our hearts simply aren't. But after 70, something changes. We gain the clarity to see what truly matters and the courage to prioritize our own needs. We realize that life is too precious to waste in situations that drain us or add little value to our days. Saying no to these obligations is more than just a choice. It's an act of self-respect. Each time we turn down an invitation that doesn't align with our desires, we empower ourselves. 1. Pause before responding. When an invitation comes your way, give yourself time to consider it thoughtfully. There's no need to reply instantly. Instead, take a moment, or even a day, to reflect on whether attending will add joy or meaning to your life. By pausing, you allow yourself to make a choice based on true desire, not obligation. 2. Express gratitude, then decline politely. Start with a sincere thank you to acknowledge the invitation, then follow with a gentle but firm decline. For example, "Thank you so much for thinking of me, but I'll have to pass this time." This approach shows respect for the invitation while affirming your own needs. Practicing polite refusals can help set boundaries without guilt. 3. Use selective yes as a filter. Decide on a few criteria that make an event a genuine yes for you. Maybe it's only attending gatherings that include close friends or celebrations that hold special meaning. This way, you're not declining everything. You're simply choosing to reserve your energy for connections and experiences that feel enriching. Let us show you how a selective yes can transform the way we engage with life, bringing a sense of fulfillment and purpose back into every interaction. Imagine Mary, a woman in her mid-70s who, after decades of juggling obligations and saying yes to almost everything, reached a point where she craved something different, something meaningful. Her calendar had always been filled with events, family gatherings, neighborhood parties, community meetings, reunions, and the countless social gatherings that life throws our way. While each invitation seemed harmless on its own, over time, they took a toll, leaving her feeling drained and somehow disconnected from herself. One day, after returning from yet another event where the conversations felt shallow, Mary sat in her quiet living room, reflecting on how little these gatherings had actually added to her life. She felt like she had been running on autopilot, attending out of habit rather than desire. That evening, she made a decision: no more automatic yes. From now on, she would be intentional. She would only say yes to experiences that filled her with joy, connected her deeply with others, or aligned with her values. Mary started by setting clear, personal guidelines. She asked herself, what kind of interactions bring me true joy? And who are the people I genuinely feel connected to? She realized that small, intimate gatherings with close friends or family members left her feeling uplifted and energized. She found purpose in events that celebrated milestones, whether it was her granddaughter's graduation or her friend's 80th birthday. These moments, she realized, were her genuine yes, the ones that filled her with warmth and gratitude. With this newfound clarity, Mary began declining invitations more frequently. At first, it was difficult. She felt the familiar pangs of guilt, worried she would disappoint others or that people would misunderstand her intentions. But as time went on, something remarkable happened. The more Mary said no to gatherings that no longer resonated, the more freedom she felt. She began to treasure the space she was creating, finding more time to explore her own interests, reconnect with old hobbies, and most importantly, enjoy moments of solitude that left her feeling recharged. Her friends and family noticed the shift. They began to respect her boundaries, understanding that when she did show up, it was because she genuinely wanted to be there. And Mary, now fully present in these interactions, found that each gathering became a richer experience. Conversations were deeper, laughter was more genuine, and she left each event feeling connected and fulfilled rather than drained. One evening, she hosted a small dinner with a few close friends, all of whom she had chosen intentionally to share that evening with her. As they laughed and reminisced, Mary looked around the room and felt a wave of contentment. This, she realized, was what it felt like to be surrounded by people who truly mattered. By embracing a selective yes, she had made room for the connections that brought her true joy. Mary's story reminds us that by thoughtfully choosing where to invest our time, we can transform each yes into a moment that genuinely enriches our lives. In reserving our energy for the gatherings that resonate, we create space for experiences that are not just social obligations, but sources of true fulfillment. 4. Offer an alternative connection. When appropriate, suggest a more personal way to connect, especially if it's someone you value. For example, instead of attending a large event, propose a coffee or lunch date. This lets you invest in relationships that matter to you in a setting that feels comfortable, without the pressure of a bigger gathering. 5. Stay grounded in your priorities. Regularly revisit your priorities and values, reminding yourself why you've decided to be selective. This mindset makes it easier to decline invitations that don't align with your goals. By staying grounded in what truly matters to you, each no becomes a choice to protect your time and energy for what genuinely fulfills you. Imagine the lightness of choosing only what resonates with us. Imagine saying yes solely to moments that bring us joy and fulfillment. This isn't about shutting ourselves away or avoiding connection. It's about intention. It's about being selective and spending our energy where it nourishes us most. When we make our well-being a priority, every interaction becomes richer. We feel engaged, present, and joyful, rather than going through the motions. Think of the social obligations we've released and the freedom that's followed. The space we create allows for connections and experiences that genuinely uplift us. By saying no, we make room for the moments that truly bring joy. Share your thoughts. How has saying no to unnecessary obligations changed your life? 5. Reevaluating activities that no longer bring joy. Life flows with routines. Some energize us, sparking joy and meaning. Others weigh us down, lingering only because they've always been there. At this stage, we have the wisdom and the freedom to reshape how we spend our time. Are there activities that once thrilled us, but now feel hollow? Have we outgrown traditions or habits that persist simply out of routine? This isn't about discarding the past. It's about making room for new adventures and deeper fulfillment. Let's look at our daily routines. Do certain tasks feel more like obligations than sources of happiness? Imagine letting go of just one of these. What might that open up? Here are 5 practical tips for avoiding activities that no longer bring joy and making room for what truly enriches life. 1. Listen to your inner responses. Notice how each activity makes you feel. If you feel drained, irritated, or uninspired after doing something, it's a clear sign that it may no longer be worth your time. Pay close attention to these signals as a guide to letting go. 2. Set boundaries on time and energy. Define how much time you're willing to commit to routine tasks and old habits. Create space in your schedule for activities that genuinely fulfill you. When you set boundaries, it becomes easier to say no to anything that doesn't align with your values or interests. 3. Experiment with change. Start small. Try replacing just one habitual activity with something new and see how it feels. Whether it's swapping a long-standing chore for a creative hobby or skipping an event you feel obligated to attend, experimenting with small changes helps you gauge what brings joy. 4. Connect with people who share your current interests. Spend time with those who are passionate about the things you're interested in now. Being around like-minded people helps reinforce and inspire new habits, which can make it easier to let go of routines that don't fit anymore. 5. Regularly reflect on your priorities. Take time every few months to review what feels meaningful and satisfying. Revisit your activities and ask yourself if they align with your current passions and goals. Adjust as needed. This practice keeps you moving toward fulfillment and away from routines that no longer serve you. By reassessing our time, we create room for what truly matters. Maybe a hobby that once fueled us no longer connects, or a social group feels more draining than uplifting. This chapter of life invites us to explore fresh passions, find new sources of joy, and deepen our sense of purpose. What activities have we released, and what new joys have we found? Share your experiences in the comments below. Together, we can embrace the freedom to release what no longer serves us, stepping forward into new possibilities. 6. Letting go of comparisons. Comparison steals joy, quietly yet persistently. Life surrounds us with moments tempting us to measure our success, happiness, and worth against others. A friend's financial gains, a neighbor's picture-perfect family, a sibling's achievements. It's easy to fall into thinking someone else's life is somehow better. By the time we reach 70, we learn a vital truth. Each journey is uniquely its own, and comparison only clouds our view. Success and happiness aren't universal. They're deeply personal. No one else's accomplishments or milestones define our lives. Imagine how much lighter we'd feel if we let go of the habit of measuring against others. What if we embraced our own winding paths, celebrating every triumph, even the quiet ones, instead of stacking them against someone else's? When have we struggled with comparisons? How do we learn to stop measuring our worth through someone else's lens? Let's talk about how we can each fully embrace our own journey. By releasing comparisons, we open ourselves to live authentically with unfiltered joy. 7. Cutting ties with toxic relationships. Relationships shape our lives, bringing joy, connection, and a sense of belonging. Yet, not every bond is uplifting. Some connections, over time, may drain our energy, creating a persistent source of stress and unease. Whether it's a friend who radiates negativity, a family member who criticizes harshly, or an acquaintance who leaves us feeling depleted, these toxic ties weigh on our well-being. After 70, it's crucial to evaluate our relationships with clear eyes. Who consistently brings us joy and support? Which relationships make us feel valued and fulfilled? And on the other side, who makes us feel small, exhausted, or unappreciated? Walking away from these draining connections isn't selfish, it's self-care. We deserve to be surrounded by people who respect us, uplift us, and encourage our growth. Releasing toxic ties opens space for healthier, more meaningful connections. Have you ever had to let go of a toxic relationship? How did it feel to make that choice, and what impact did it have on your life? Let's share our stories and support one another in the comments. By doing so, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also inspire others to prioritize their happiness and health. 8. Prioritizing our happiness without guilt. Life often teaches us to put others first. From family to friends to work, we've been shaped by expectations that call us to care, to give, and to place our own needs aside. Over time, this habit can leave us feeling depleted, as though our own happiness is secondary. But there's a simple truth. When we prioritize our well-being, we don't just serve ourselves. We actually deepen our capacity to support others. Think of it this way. We can't pour from an empty cup. To care for others, we first need to nourish our own joy. Giving to ourselves isn't selfish. It's essential. Now is the time to ask, what lights us up? What makes us feel alive? Placing our happiness at the top of our list allows us to bring a fuller, more genuine self into our relationships and lives. This journey can feel unfamiliar, even guilt-inducing. But as we let go of the guilt, we give ourselves permission to live fully. Prioritizing our happiness strengthens us, making us more present for the people we cherish. In supporting each other, we affirm that joy is a gift we give not just to ourselves, but to everyone around us. 9. Redefining goals. What truly matters. When we're young, our goals often reflect society's expectations or dreams shaped by youth. Yet as we age, many of these goals lose their relevance. Perhaps we once aimed to climb career ladders, gather wealth, or achieve social status. Now our values have shifted. What once felt essential may no longer hold the same meaning. At 70 and beyond, it's time to redefine success and fulfillment. We can let go of outdated ambitions that no longer align with who we are. Instead, we turn our focus to what truly matters. Whether it's spending cherished moments with loved ones, exploring a long-held passion, or simply savoring peace and joy. What goals have we released, and what new aspirations have replaced them? Share your journey with us in the comments. By reevaluating our priorities, we live more intentionally and purposefully, embracing goals that bring us true fulfillment. If this message resonated with you, show some love by liking it and commenting with it too. Subscribe to join us as we dive deeper into topics that nurture growth, wisdom, and happiness. Together, let's embrace the journey of living freely, joyfully, and authentically. Here's to a life filled with beauty and purpose.